Hey, I'm Imran Siddiq, Web Squadron. Welcome back. We're here to help you, your clients, and your business get the best out of Elementor WordPress web design, marketing, branding, so that you're ready to take on the world. We're talking about the pricing of websites. Sometimes clients say to us, we want a website, and they have a figure in their mind, or they may have seen on our website that our prices start from £920 for a website. And they're going to look at that and go, right, okay, this is what I want. And if you come back to them with a price that's like double what you said your starting price is, they think you're scamming them. They may think that, hang on, you've just inflated your price because you know I've got a successful business and you're just trying to make money out of me. Often they fail to understand that the price you start from is what we call a very basic website. It's going to be a website. There might be a blog involved in there, maybe 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 categories, okay? But it's probably going to be 5 or 6 pages, basic stuff. All the content is provided and images and logo by the client, and then we're going to build it. That's going to be your raw basic website. If the client comes back to me and says, actually, we want 20 categories, and we want to have a filtering system on the blog, and we want to have a different look per category. So if we've got a blog category for cars, we want it to look a certain way. If we've got a category for houses, we want it to look another certain way. Well, that takes a lot more work. So the cost will obviously go up. Because our pricing isn't just based on the building of the website. We base it on roughly how long is that website going to take. So you'll have a threshold. So if the website takes about 2 or 3 days to create, that will probably be your starting price. However, with loads more blog categories, your price might double up or even go up by 50% because now you're spending an extra day or two here now fine-tuning on working on other things, especially when your client doesn't even have the content ready yet. So when someone said to us once, we want 20 categories, and I went, okay, have you got 20 blogs? They were like, no. I went, well, you're going to have to give us something to work with. And also, what if you're having to put those 20 blogs in to WordPress or whatever you're using? You're now transferring the content. Well, have you even added that in? We normally start with saying our prices include maybe 3 products or 3 blog posts or stuff like that. Anything more, and there's got to be an extra charge for it. Don't just agree to doing a website for someone at a basic price and then they give you 1,000 blogs. Believe me, it's happened. And they expect you to transfer them all over. And because they weren't done properly in WordPress posts or wherever, that's a hell of a lot of work that you've got to manage and do now. So you've got to really have a think about that. That's your basic website, your blogs. So your price might go up a bit depending on the amount of categories and blogs. Then you might have an appointment booking website. Now you've got to think about the plugin for that. Obviously, the client would pay for it, or would you get it and it's part of your maintenance or your hosting package or your build cost with them? Of course, inform them if they've got to pay an annual fee for Elementor or their hosting or, any extra plugins. Make sure you tell them that. But then you might need to understand the plugin. So if you decide to use one and it's not one you use regularly, you might spend like half a day or so understanding the settings and what you need to do with it. Then it's building it in. Then it's making sure it works. You've got to add in the time cost for that as well. What if they have a shop website? Well, now you're building a shop template, product templates, and things like that. You've got to stop and think about that. The time it takes to go through all of the pages, the cart and checkout. What if there's extra features they want, like upsell and cross-sell and stuff like that? If you don't factor that in and you start saying to people, yeah, I can build a website for $500, they will now expect you to do all of that within the $500. And we haven't even got onto other stuff yet. What about a directory website? That is a whole lot more work now, because now someone will be coming to a website, purchasing a package that gives them a login for them to apply or enter details into your website. Of course, you've got to authorize it, but you're still giving them like a gateway into your website to enter stuff in. You now got to make sure that is all set up properly and test it out. And you could easily lose a couple of days just testing out between you, the client, and someone else maybe. And then what if you have someone who wants all of it? Website, blog, shop, directory, bookings, rentals. They might even want a chat forum on there as well. So people join a membership website and they can chat to each other as well. This is a whole lot of stuff you got to start handling. So when we say to someone, this is our starting cost, that is exactly what we mean. This is our starting cost. We will not go below that. Depending on your specification, the cost could quite easily go up. And clients do get a bit defensive about that sometimes. But if you break it down and justify what the costings are and what they get for it, they will then have the option to remove or do stuff later. So it might be that you got a quote for $2,000 and they can now see that that was the basic website. This was the bit for, say, the appointment booking, and this might have been the bit for some extra blogs or categories or whatever. We also break down what will be the cost for the SEO, the keywords and all of that with Rank Math, if they want us to do that. Rank Math is an SEO site engine optimization tool, in case anyone wasn't aware. We really recommend it. Maybe you might do some page speed performance enhancements as well. Again, they might have to pay for that. And what we do say to our clients, if you don't go for certain stuff now, so let's say I said to them, it's going to be an extra £360 for the Rank Math, maybe, the settings and all of that, and doing your home page and a few other pages. Let's just say I said that. And they don't decide to go for it at that point in time. And they come back to me a year later. Make clear to them, if you get it done from us a year later, the cost will be $720. Now, right now, you're saying to me, why have you suddenly jumped up to $720? Why have you doubled it? Here's why. If I do it at the time I'm building the website, I can do it as I build the website. Does that make sense? So let's say, you're cooking a meal and then you're going to cook another meal as well. And you've got the ingredients for both meals out. They share ingredients. You can do them at the same time. You can, use your hobs, your cookers, whatever. You can do them at the same time. But if you only do one, and then next week you have to do the other one, you got to get all the materials out and you got to start again. And it's more energy being used. It's not an efficient way to do things, okay? You're not doing it at scale. So we make really clear, look, if you get it now, it's a whole lot cheaper. But if you don't want to do that, that's up to you. But if you come back to us next year, the cost won't be the same, and we're not messing you around. We're just letting you know, because now we have to book off a day or whatever to do it. Because remember, you're using up your time. And of course, I do say to our clients, if you don't like it, you can always get it done by someone else later. We won't be offended by that. But make clear in your pricing what your start is, what they get for that, and everything else they want, give them a breakdown. Okay, don't just do what some people do, like when they want a house extension or some building work done. You get a quote and it goes, yeah, $20,000. I really hate it when they don't break down the cost of the materials and what the materials are, just so you can check you're getting value for money there. What's the cost of the labor? Because sometimes I bet the materials were like 10% and the labor was 90%. And you could even argue, well, hang on, what are we paying you for here? But break things down, explain the cost, what they can have now if they want to go for it, and what it's going to cost later. And don't feel that you've got to adhere to a cost, because I have also said to some clients, look, here's the cost, okay? You come back to us next year to do exactly the same work. Based on our reputation and our business that we're growing, our costs will change. We're continuously reviewing them. And just because I gave you a quote now for this cost, if you don't sign up to this in the next 60 days or whatever, or 30 days, you can't make us stick to that cost. We will review it, and the costs might have gone up. We're not pressuring you into a sale, but we're just letting you know. Okay, because I tell you what, how many of you out there, when you first started doing web design, what did you charge per website? And what do you charge now? And would you ever go back to what you started with? Because I tell you what, we won't go back to that price. But make clear what the pricing is. I hope you like listening, and I hope you like watching. Like, subscribe, share and follow. And of course, I'll keep hearing and seeing you.